Today we're looking at the top 10 most expensive Ferraris in the world. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers! Today we'll be going over the top 10 most expensive Ferraris ever created. Ferrari automobiles are some of the most iconic vehicles on the roads today. Founded by namesake Enzo Ferrari in 1929, under the name Scuderia Ferrari, the luxury and racing car company went through several iterations before the Ferrari known worldwide today was conceived in 1947. The first Ferrari built in 1947 was the Ferrari 125 Sport, boasting what was, at the time, an impressive 1.5-liter 12-cylinder engine. Later that year, the Ferrari could be seen on racing circuits. The company enjoyed almost immediate success in both the racing and private sectors, securing its spot as the world-renowned auto manufacturer it is today. Ferrari is one of the most well-known brands of cars in the world. They are known for both their impressive racing records as well as their luxury-style street cars. It's no surprise that any Ferrari comes with a pretty hefty price tag. A new Ferrari today will set the buyer back between $200,000 and $300,000. However, the Ferraris on this list will make that impressive sum seem like pocket change. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. So, without further ado, here are the top 10 most expensive Ferraris in the world. Number 10. Ferrari 250 Testarossa, sold for $16 million. Testarossa is Italian for redhead, and the Ferrari 250 Testarossa lives up to its name with its red-hot paint job, as well as its red-hot specs. With its 3-liter V12 engine, this car is capable of speeds in excess of 160 miles per hour. These stats have led this model of Ferrari to win multiple trophies in racing circuits all over the world. With a limited production of only 22 Testarossas in total being produced back in 1957, this car is just as rare as it is powerful. And of course, this combination of rarity and power also makes this car expensive. In fact, in 2011, one of these rare Ferraris hit the auction house, and it was sold for a total of $16 million. For this reason, the Ferrari 250 Testarossa makes the list of the world's most expensive Ferraris at number 10. Number 9. Ferrari 250 LM, sold for $17 million. Coming in at number 9 on our list of the most expensive Ferraris is another 250 model, this one being the Ferrari 250 LM. When it was conceived in 1963, the intention was for this car to be the first Ferrari with a mid-sized engine. While the name stayed the same, this idea was scrapped before production began in 1964, and these cars came packing an intimidating 3.3-liter engine capable of producing over 320 horsepower. Empowering their price tag is the rarity of this car, with only 32 total cars having been produced between the years of 1964 and 1965. In the few years after, this car racked up several wins from the North American racing team in several major tournaments, including a 24-hour Le Mans racing event. The most recent sale of this car at auction, for an impressive $17 million, makes this Ferrari claim the number 9 spot on our list. Number 8. The Ferrari 375 Plus Spider Competizione, sold for $18 million. Staying away from the 250 Ferrari models, the number 8 most expensive Ferrari is the Ferrari 375 Spider Competizione. The Ferrari model was built for one single reason: to win the 1954 World Sport Car Championship. Although it was unsuccessful in this endeavor, with another Ferrari, the 375mm, claiming the first place spot. This car was seen several times throughout the top 10 finishers. While the car isn't the most expensive Ferrari around, it may well be one of the rarest, with only 5 of these cars having been produced in 1954. When it was sold with a price tag just north of $18 million at Bonham's Goodwood Festival of Speed, this car set a new world record for the most expensive Ferrari ever sold, beating out the previously mentioned Testarossa. And while this record has since been broken, this still causes the Ferrari 375 Plus Spider Competizione to make the number 8 spot on our list of the most expensive Ferraris in the world. Number 7. The Ferrari 250 GT SWB California Spider, sold for $19 million. Going back to the now familiar Ferrari 250 models, and spoiler alert, not for the last time. The Ferrari 250 GT SWB California Spider comes in at number 7 on our list. When it was debuted in 1960, this car featured an upgraded version of the Berlinetta SWB's 3-liter V12 engine. This car is one of the most common Ferraris making the list, although still rare, with 55 of the cars having been produced between 1961 and 1963. This model Ferrari gained substantial mainstream appeal after being featured in the 1986 classic Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And while this cameo caused a rush of would-be buyers, the $19 million price tag on this beauty was a little too steep for most enthusiasts. Number 6. The Ferrari 365P Berlinetta Tre Posti Speciale, sold for $24 million. One of the things that makes this car unique to the top dollar Ferraris is that the car was designed to be a street car, not a racing car. However, don't let the term street car fool you. The 12-cylinder engine this model came with could easily accelerate to speeds in excess of 180 miles per hour. When Enzo Ferrari refused to work on a road car, the renowned Ferrari designer Pininfarina commissioned this car in 1966. This car now fetches around $24 million at auction. And hey Luxers, if you'd like to learn some more about this famous car brand, be sure to click in the top right corner to watch our video, The 15 Things You Didn't Know About Ferrari. Number 5. The Ferrari 275 GTB 4 Nart Spider, sold for $26 million. The number 5 spot on our list of the most expensive Ferraris is the Ferrari 275 GTB 4 Nart Spider. This model, featuring an impressive 3.3-liter 4-cam V12 engine, is a specialty design version of the more common Ferrari 275 GTB4 model. Only 10 of these cars were ever produced between the years 1967 and 1968. When they were made, each of these cars was priced at $8,000. Don't reach for your wallets yet though, as the price of this Ferrari has gone up just a little bit since then. In 2013, one of these cars was sold at auction for over $26 million. Number 4. The Ferrari 275 GTB-C Speciale, sold for $27 million. Now on to number 4, the Ferrari 275 GTB-C Speciale. Designed specifically for the 1966 racing season, these cars featured an ultra-lightweight design, combined with the massive 3.3-liter V12 engine from the 250 LM. During 1966, only 10 of these cars were produced, and although none of the vehicles took a first-place finish during the season, the revolutionary lightweight design left a lasting impression in the world of racing cars. This car's body was so delicate that even touching the car with too much force would leave it dented. Anyone wanting to buy one of these Ferraris can expect to shell out around $27 million at auction. Number 3. The Ferrari 290mm Spider Scaglietti, sold for $28 million. Number 3 on our list is the Ferrari 290mm Spider Scaglietti. The MM in this model's name stands for Mille Miglia, the special racing event for which it was designed to compete in. When it came to its debut in 1956, in this race, the 290mm Spider Scaglietti was immensely successful, taking the first place spot. Its success didn't stop there though, as during the following years, the 290mm secured its first place victories in multiple racing events and was featured in the top 10 for many others. This is no real surprise though, as under the hood of this Ferrari, you'll find a frightening 3.5-liter V12 engine based on those found in the Ferrari Formula One vehicles, which are capable of speeds of over 180 miles per hour. The original Mille Miglia winning car was recently sold at auction for around $28 million. Number 2. The Ferrari 335S Spider Scaglietti, sold for $35 million. The runner-up of the most expensive Ferrari in the world is the Ferrari 335S Spider Scaglietti. Another racing Ferrari, this car was designed for the 1957 racing circuit. During this year, only 4 of these models were produced, making this Ferrari an extremely rare find. Featuring a 4.0-liter V12 engine capable of producing upwards of 290 horsepower, the Ferrari 335S Spider Scaglietti holds the record for the 3rd most expensive car ever sold sold, as well as the second most expensive Ferrari, with one selling for $28 million at auction back in 2015, and another topping that in 2016, selling for a whopping $35 million. Number 1. The Ferrari 250 GTO, sold for $70 million. Easily taking the crown as the most expensive Ferrari, as well as the most expensive car in the world, is the Ferrari 250 GTO. Between the years of 1962 and 1964, 36 of these model Ferraris were manufactured. Behind this car's 3.0-liter 12-cylinder engine, Ferrari clutched the first-place spot in the 1962, 1963, and 1964 racing circuits. Powerful, rare, and successful, this car is both the most expensive Ferrari and the most expensive car ever sold, costing a massive amount more than its original 1962 price tag of $18,000. The Ferrari 250 GTO first set the world record selling at auction for $48 million. However, it continues smashing its own record, setting it again with a $52 million sale, then again in 2018 with a massive price tag of $70 million. And it's this $70 million sale that puts the Ferrari 250 GTO at the top of the list of the most expensive Ferraris in the world. Well, Aluxers, that's a wrap on the most expensive Ferraris. Do you think these cars are worth the steep price tags? What other cars would you like to see featured on alux.com videos? Let us know in the comments. And as always, for sticking with us until the end, you know you get a bonus. Here it is. You could buy a new Ferrari for as little as $4,000 back in the 1960s. This top 10 list featured some pretty impressive price tags. To purchase even the cheapest model on the list, you'd be looking at $16 million. Even modern standard Ferraris today fetch no less than $200,000. However, did you know that wasn't always the case? In fact, in the 1960s, a brand new Ferrari would cost you as low as $4,000 to $6,000. Even some of the cars that made this list were priced under $10,000 back in the 60s when they were first produced. Talk about a great investment. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.